I just want to be a sheep. I have to be honest with you. Sheep aren't the smartest animals. Changes the way you think about that song just a little bit. I spent a couple of months living in a tiny village on the coast of Ireland where sheep were everywhere. And in every field, the sheep were marked here and there on their woolly bodies with different colors of spray paint to tell one farmer's flock from another, because they wandered off a lot. And when they did, sometimes they would graze right up to the edge of a cliff, and they did not have the good sense to stop there. And if they fell in the ocean, they would almost always swim away from shore. Sheep really do need a shepherd to protect them and guide them. Before I moved to Iowa, I was a pastor in a parish in a rural farming community in Virginia, where there were also a lot of sheep. And when the scriptures spoke of the relationship between sheep and shepherds, the people in those pews knew what that meant. And in those 5 years I was there, they taught me a few things about sheep too. From what I've been told by those farmers, sheep can be pretty difficult to work with. There are a lot of things sheep need that they just can't do for themselves, like shearing. To stay healthy and strong, sheep can't stay in the same place for very long. They always need to be moving on to new, fresh pastures. To stay safe, they must be able to follow the shepherd, even when they are scared, even when they don't know where they are headed. But sheep can be pretty stubborn, resist and refuse, and run in the wrong direction. They like to go and get themselves lost. Sheep not only need a shepherd, they need a shepherd who loves them. And what a difference it makes when they know that shepherd's voice. Of course, we know that Jesus is not just talking about sheep. In this passage, Jesus is speaking to his opponents, the ones who do not recognize his voice. Jesus just healed a man born blind in the Gospel of John, and there are some folks who are angry about it. They have rejected it, this sign of abundant life. They refuse to hear him and will not follow where he is leading. But this shepherd, Jesus, is not just some hired hand. He does not give up on the sheep, no matter how sheepish they can be, no matter how bad. Sorry, that was bad. He does not stop loving the sheep, no matter how unlovable they manage to be. There are so many ways the flock is divided, separated, scattered, but we are assured that this shepherd is so good. He is committed to the sheep, to each and every one of them, in a way no one could match. The good shepherd will not back down in the face of any challenge. The shepherd does not run away from any threat. Not even death can stop him from achieving that day when the sheep are found, protected, gathered together. All of them, one flock, one shepherd. We cannot be reminded of this good news often enough in this life. For in our days, there are so many obstacles that separate us one from another. And these impediments seem insurmountable. There are so many ways that distance separates us, and these expanses seem too far, too wide. There are so many divisions between people, rifts that seem beyond our reach. Of all these, death is the most impossible to overcome. But so many other things seem nearly as impossible. But remember, Jesus is the Good Shepherd. He will not let any obstacles stand in the way. He will overcome whatever distance. He will bridge every divide, even death, and everything else nearly as bad as death. Jesus can handle it. So there will be one flock, one shepherd. All of them, all of us, all together. One day in the life of the resurrection to come. No matter how far off one may go from the rest of the flock, he keeps searching for them, wanting to bring them also. No matter what threatens from the outside or what a threat the sheep can be to themselves, the shepherd is willing to protect, to search out, to show the way. And those sheep, just as they are worth laying down his life for. Maybe being a sheep isn't so bad after all. I just want to be a sheep. Amen.